Good afternoon and welcome. We are here in Ljubljana, Spain for the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. It's game day 2. Group C action. France taking on Great Britain. Today, France with a tight win over Germany yesterday, and Great Britain with a great second half, pulling off the win as well, as you see the fans rolling in for this game. So this is Group C action. We have France taking on Great Britain right now, and after that game, we have Slovenia going up against Germany. So a big game for Slovenia and Germany. Both those teams will be searching their first win, as here both teams going for their second win of this tournament. There you see the standings. France in first along with Great Britain, and Slovenia and Germany rounding out Group C. Shona Thorburn alongside Anna Montagnana. And a couple French fans in the stands. France always travels well. Anna knows a lot about this competition, having played for Spain for many, many years. How much does it help having fans follow you and cheer you on no matter where you are in Europe?
Well, I think it's key, mostly in the preliminary games, where there are not that many people in the stands. 3 p.m. on a Friday, so whenever you see your colors and your families and your surrounds, it's a great feeling.
Yeah. Well, this Great Britain team, talk to me a little bit about what you were impressed with in that comeback win against Slovenia.
Well, I think both of us were impressed about their physical power, something that we are going to be watching today in a great match between one of the two best, if not the best, two physical, powerful teams in the EuroBasket, and obviously this capability to come back 2 times in the same game to end up winning pretty well that game.
And France, I mean, they pulled off a tight one last night, only an 8-point win. Germany going in almost 40 minutes of zone against them, and it seemed to really take them out of their rhythm. This is kind of a new look French team. I mean, I know there's a lot of players who have been around for a long time. They're obviously missing 2 key players who aren't there with this team right now. What do you want to see France do differently?
Well, whenever you have to play against zone for so many minutes, you can get in a situation where you don't really get those 3-pointers. Maybe to get better on those percentage on the outside shots.
Well, we will take a quick break for the playing of the national anthems. national anthems both been played, and now the exchanging of gifts by the coaches and the players. And we mentioned it. I mean, tall task, Great Britain going up against France. France, you know, historically have been better, more talented, but anything is possible, especially if you have an athletic team like Great Britain. Well, the third team today on the court is Lorenzo Baldini, Alexandra Stan, and Martin Vulic from Italy, Romania, and Croatia. So that will be the third team in today's game here in Ljubljana, Slovenia, for the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. 2 groups are here and 2 groups are over in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it has been exciting. So here are going to be the starting lineups for Great Britain. Anna, quickly, who stood out for you yesterday that you were really, really impressed with?
Well, we had to mention, obviously, Aniwe, 15 points, 40 rebound, double-double. I think her friend, Fakbele, taught her a lot about doubles-doubles, and both of them are super power inside players together for this team.
Yeah, I mean, some of those actions, you and I were just in awe of her athleticism. I swear, a few times going up for shots around the basket and rebounds, she could have touched the rim.
Definitely, and it seems that she does everything with a lot of flow, with not that much effort. I'm sure that she does with effort, but it seems very natural on her.
And there's Coach Chema Buseta. You know him very well, Spanish. He's been there with GB for a while. They had that nice run making it to the semifinal back in 2019, trying to relive those kind of memories with this program. And now we'll have a quick look at the starting lineup for France. So Foutoux, Gruda, Rupert, Salin, and Torre. So it's who they went with yesterday. You know, what do you want to see France do a little bit better? We talked about it. They only scored 58 points yesterday. I think that they're more talented than 58 points.
Obviously, that defense, some defense that we talked about earlier, damaged them, and they stopped them from going to the basket easier or getting the ball inside easier than other days. And we have here Valerie Vukajanovic, who had a great game. Also, Bernice, to me, changed the pace of the game, getting some extra point and extra defense. And we will for sure want to see France to take over or to have the control of that tempo and be able. Yesterday, it seems that she was they could have had more advantage or take the control of the game in the third or fourth quarter.
Well, Coach Jean-Aimé Toupin, he's been around a little bit, just around 2 years now, trying to develop a new culture, a new style of play for this French team. And obviously yesterday, not exactly what we maybe expected, but I think it was also the game plan and the good defense by Germany. So we are about a minute away, as you see there on the Tissot countdown, to the tip-off. As France are excited, they are ready to go. And Coach Buseta talking a little bit with his players, some last-minute instructions before they head out. I thought Feg Bentley had an okay game, but I think she can do a lot more. And I would love to kind of see them match up Feg Bentley and Gruda.
Definitely, those both match even with Rupert and Aniwe. We don't know who is going to guard who, but those four are going to be an amazing to watch. I think both teams come to the second day in a great spirit. Both got the win. It wasn't that great for France or that pretty.
Yeah.
But at the end, what you have to do is to win. Is to win the fifth day against a tough and physical team like Germany.
Well, you saw it, 18 consecutive wins in the group phase for France. They start well in this tournament. They've been starting well in this tournament in the past. Can they start well and play well at the end? We will find out shortly. And Great Britain, 51 rebounds against Slovenia, first in the tournament by far right now. And it's part of the reason why they won the game yesterday. And like you mentioned, came back twice in that game over Slovenia to get GB their first win of the tournament. Good afternoon and welcome to the FIBA Women's Basketball EuroBasket competition here in Slovenia. And Great Britain are taking on France, both teams with one win already. And a win here tonight will give them a hold on first place as a quick foul is going to be called. So ball back to Great Britain out of bounds.
Maybe it's a declaration of intentions. The first ball inside to Anigue. Yesterday we saw a super quick three-pointer from Wallace, and in this one they went inside.
Harrigan thought about it, kicks it out to Winterburn. Winterburn drives baseline. She stops at the three-point line. Her shot's off the mark. And now France with an opportunity to push the tempo. They're going to slow it down, though, and run their offense right away. Torre back to Futux. Futux. Not a bad shot off the front of the iron. Almost got away with a foul, possibly. So that's a turnover. And Nigwe thought they were going down on the other end. She hasn't come back. Rupert not able to hold on to it. So missed opportunity for France. And ball back to Great Britain. Well, nice look to Fagbenley. And
this is an action that they did between Winterburn and Fagbenley yesterday. That connection in transition, throwing the ball on the lob. And they did it a couple of times, and that's something that probably they have been doing for a couple of years.
And next year, they'll both be playing with each other for the London Lions. So ball inside. And Inigwe powers her way in, left hand off the mark, but an offensive rebound by Harrigan.
And I want to see Harrigan going to the basket, going to the offensive rebound, and doing what she did in the second half of the game against Slovenia.
Well, Mina Torre takes it all the way, and she kisses it off the glass to give France their first 2 points of the game. Fagbenley turns it over. Gruda now to 2-on-1 with Solan. Solan's going to go, no, she's going to pull it back out against the taller Fagbenley. Rupert gets it back out to Futux. Futux now notices the mismatch, trying to find Gruda. They get Gruda, and good job.
Good patience, good triangle, looking for the best angle to put the ball inside. Great advantage on the mismatch. Good finishing.
Wallace now. Gruda went for another steal, doesn't come up with it. Aggressive take. It's a no call, though. And it touched the line, but I think it's going to stay GB ball. Yeah, it is. So Inigwe, I like the take, but I think as soon as the help comes, and then especially the second help, you need to be able to come to a stop and kick it out.
Yeah, a little bit earlier that read, and she had the shooter on the corner. She should know where the shooter is and throw the ball to the corner.
Wallace gives it up to Fagbenley. Fagbenley, tough take, and it's good. She just goes right at Rupert and is able to finish and earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, now with both actions between Fagbenley and Inigwe, and they have Gruda and Rupert now with one foul each with 2 minutes into the game. That's good news for France, for GB team.
Well, it's a three-point play for Fagbenley, as she has the first 3 points for Great Britain. And these two teams played each other twice in preparation, France winning twice, but the second game was kind of close.
Yeah, I think GB is the kind of team that can match the physicality that France has, and that is always, I would say, always above the rest of the European teams.
Well, good defense there forces France and Marine Futux into a deep three-point shot, which is off the mark. So see here, kind of like that matchup zone defense played by Great Britain, which is something that we saw Germany do against France yesterday. Wallace. Yeah. That's a tough 2 off the mark.
Yeah, we saw it also yesterday, GB after timeout. When they were down 10 in the third quarter, they went in the zone. Now maybe the rule in this game is after free throw going on a 2-3 zone or matchup zone. We will see it later on what kind of defense is.
And Torre there with the corner 3 was off the mark, but they came up with the rebound. And Inigwe there just not able to, I think she kind of went for a steal, but obvious foul going against her. So new shot clock, ball back to France. They go straight into Gruda from the sideline. She waits, takes her time, and there's a reason why she is one of the best to have ever played in many EuroBaskets.
For a long time, that's the hardest part. I was still playing when she was playing, and she's still playing, and I'm commentator, coach, and other things.
Well, great shot fake there by Inigwe, gets 3 French defenders off their feet, and a nice easy put in for her. So yeah, like you said, it looks like they're falling back into that zone as Torre wants a screen. She stops, she pops off the mark, and Wallace now. And she just goes right at Torre, and it's no foul call though.
That's also what you need to do in this kind of games in EuroBaskets where you don't have that much time to preparation. When something worked, even in the opponent team, you use it the next day against the same team.
Well, Minas missed a couple, but can't leave a shooter open because guess what? Shooters shoot even when they miss, and she knocks down that 3. And Salon is going to be called for a holding foul. And, you know, we talked a little bit about Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, number 21, who drew the foul on Salon. She looks a little bit maybe out of place playing position 3. And, you know, she's starting at the 3 for GB. We saw her play a little bit of 4 yesterday. I think she's someone that they need to, you know, get her involved in a little bit of actions, try and find some shots for her.
Yeah, shots or actions where she can go to the basket. That's why. That's where we felt yesterday that even though she scored a 3-pointer, that's where her skills are, going to the basket using her body. Whenever you play in more 3, you always trying to attack from far away, and that could lead you to taking too many shots.
Well, missed shot by Feg Bentley, but one of the best rebounders in this competition after game day 1 is Inigwe, and she's there for the putback. Torre now off the mark as Feg Bentley comes up with the rebound for GB. Now Winterburn having to handle the pressure. People are going to pressure her all tournament long because she's not a true point guard. She saves that ball, skip pass to Wallace. Wallace, she knows these French players decently well, having played in Montpellier a couple years ago for BLMA. And Inigwe is going to get called for travel.
And I was about to say a couple possessions ago that I'm gonna really like this game. They have been already playing the post, couple of one-on-ones, Gruda, Inigwe, Fembele. So it's gonna be a game where we are gonna see finally some post-up moves, some post-up action, and where maybe one of the main focus are gonna be in the post. We don't see that often now in the modern basketball.
Great Britain making a couple changes as well as France, as we see Romain Bernier check into the game, who I thought she had a great game, just great energy. She changed the momentum of the game for them yesterday against Germany. Charteroux, her shots off.
And that's why I wanted to mention her earlier, because I think she was the X factor, and Michel also, both of them, both guards, were be able to bring something different and make them have easy shots coming from the defense.
Gail, her layups off, and now France, they're gonna run, slow it down, and then run again, as you see Badien. And yeah, sort of just hesitated, like catch and go, or just stop and pass.
Well, sometimes I say this half the guard's fault is half the post player fault. No? You should pass the ball to where somebody is very good, and sometimes we put post players in bad situations when they just run 20 meters in a sprint.
So ball back to Great Britain, and that's going to be a turnover. And Vukosavljevic, you know, what I like about France is, like, you have a player like Romain Bernier, Sarah Michel, who you said were the X factors yesterday, and 100% agree with you. Ooh, nice little step there by Feg Bentley. But then also, you know, you also have a player like Vukosavljevic coming in off the bench.
It's amazing. Another player that has been on the top level of Europe for many years, and for her to be able to come from the bench and be such an impact in the game, it's great for France.
Yep. So Rob now looking to go inside to Inigwe. They do. And she's just going to power it up. I think she wanted a foul, but it's a no call. And this is there's not a lot of stops going on in this game so far. It's been a lot of up and down, back and forth, as France now are going to set it up a little bit. Find Badian on the corner. Skip pass, Salon. Her three-point shot is good.
And this is going to be one of the keys for France. They haven't scored yet against zone, but they have found her on the three-point line when they were playing man-to-man. Yesterday they got 20% in the three-point line, and it's going to be very important that they hit some threes early in the game today to build the confidence.
Well, good job there by Badian. Almost comes up with the steal. She doesn't, but shot clock winding down, and that ball is just going to go right out of bounds and back to France. And nice effort there as we see that three-point shot by Salon from the skip pass. And she's going to go to the bench now and get a breather. And the second part of the X Factor has just come on.
XX together.
The floor, and that is Sarah Michelle.
I have always liked Michelle's game. I think he gave for many, many years something totally different to France. Very value and unselfish player that helped France to be in the position that they are now.
Yeah, you know, maybe not a huge scorer for them, but a great role player, right?
Definitely.
And accepts her role.
That's exactly how you should define her. She exceeds in her role, and it's an invisible role for the stats.
Yeah.
Somehow, or maybe she's not in the picture, but she's totally necessary for the team.
Berniez, her pull-up jump shot is off the mark. And another nice defensive possession as we see GB trailing by 3, 12-9. Ooh, nice shot fake and take by Wilkinson, but she is not able to convert. Now Berniez.
And that's something that really amazed me about France is that they continuously now Charter scores. That's what I was about to say. They have another pair of post players, and they continuously, year by year, having huge post players with physical, or even hers has the ability to shoot also.
Oh, good job there by Feg Bentley.
And it's the second time she goes out.
Yeah, hard. And remember yesterday we talked about it. I thought she settled too early for a couple outside shots where I think she needs to attack and then extend her game out as it goes on.
Definitely from inside to outside. Now it's the second time she attacks Chantereau from the outside. Now she pays back, but she knows that she may have some speed advantage against Chantereau, and she's gonna go after her.
Gale now gives it up to Herbert Harrigan, who kicks it out to Rob. Rob's three-point shot off the mark, and nice box out there. Ball back to France. They got 15 seconds in this first quarter, and no surprise, they're going to slow it down. Berniez maybe missed Badian, but she found Vukosavljevic in the corner, and that three-point shot is good as the time will wind down in the first quarter. So after 10 minutes of action here, we have France with possibly a comfortable lead that really they turned it on the last few minutes. They are up 19-11 over Great Britain.
And in those moments that you are 6 down, 5 down against these great teams, that's when you have to make good decisions. Wilkinson just helping defense from the ball side, left Bujanovic, Vukosavljevic. Oof.
It's okay.
I'm gonna kill her.
She was easier when she was named Ayayi.
Yes,
she got married and confused us all.
I don't want you to get divorced, but I like Ayayi much better. The best scorer from yesterday's game, she was wide open in the corner. You cannot allow France to have easy shots or easy situations.
Yeah, well, good job and a nice start by Fig Bentley, but she needs her teammates to follow suit as she has a 7 of the 11 points for Great Britain. you know, I thought they started well, gave up maybe a few too many open looks, and France shooting the ball decently well. They are having, you know, you see that zone by Great Britain. Offensively, though, who do you think needs to take a little bit more responsibility for Great Britain?
I think Aniwe, she was aggressive. She got faults on her, but she got two turnovers. And I think she gets a couple of more looks inside, and that will be great for them. And of course, Winterburg, who just took one shot. I think, well, we saw it yesterday in the first half. She didn't score, and then she ended having a great game. But this team really needs her to start scoring, maybe not from the pick and roll, but from some situation of spot-up situations or off screens for her.
You know, I thought you mentioned it, Holly Winterburn. She took a while yesterday to warm up, and I thought she could have contributed offensively a little bit more. So maybe we'll see her come out a little bit more aggressive in this second quarter. As second quarter action underway, France leading 19-11 over Great Britain here at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And that shot's off as Gale now with an opportunity. 3-on-2, takes it herself. No good. Anigwe there with the offensive rebound. I think she should just kick it out. Double team, she does. And move it. Harrigan, three-point shot. Had her feet set, not a bad looking shot, just not able to find the bottom of the basket.
And they started the quarter playing defense. Now they are gonna play mixed defenses. Whenever they miss, they play man-to-man. Whenever they score, they play zone defense or matchup zone defense. We don't really have it clear.
And Vukosavljevic, what do you think about this lineup? They've gone small for France, maybe a little bit more outside shooting because of the zone that Great Britain is in. You have Vukosavljevic playing the 4.
Well, when you talk about France, it will never be a small. That's
okay.
Smaller, a little bit, yeah. Obviously, they haven't scored against zone yet, and they really need to find a way to make GB to remove that zone, and that is going to allow them to score easily on man-to-man offense.
Well, that foul is going to go against France, and it's going to be the second on Salon, but it looks like she's staying in the game as Anigwe just takes it right at her. And her first of 2 is good. As she misses the second, though, and Badian comes down with the defensive rebound. Berniez, Salon, shot off the mark. I think they need a few more passes than 1 or 2 in an offensive set. And now Gale. Whoa, trying to go, really does not have a good angle on that pass. She was trying to go inside to Harrigan. Vukosavljevic, she has won this game, and it's going to stay that way as Rob now finds Winterburn. And she's going to slow it down and run a set play here. And Winterburn, well defended. Bernier is a little bit too aggressive.
That's when the ball really calls you.
I
And
know.
you just get
4.7 seconds.
Yes, definitely.
Let's
As
see.
as a coach, you want to kill the moment that you want to kill that player. I know it's part of her game, and that's something that she brings to the team, and that's actually what she needs to do against Winterburg. But there was no need for the foul. You always play a thin line whenever you are such a aggressive defender. You and me didn't know about this, but you know, Bernie is a very aggressive defender, very good on ball defending. So
You said it. It's kind of part of her game, and
Yeah.
I think she's going to get called sometimes.
Yes.
She probably will not get called most of the time,
Yes.
so she has to continue to play that way. And
Definitely.
she moves her feet so well
Yeah.
that even if she is kind of reaching, you're like, but she did move her feet.
definitely.
Well, the referees here, I think they're maybe just checking the time.
That's what I say.
Well,
Timeout. That's what I say. It comes in the backpack of the player. If I want a great defender like her, it's okay that sometimes he makes over aggressive mistakes.
so I don't think it was actually a timeout. I think they're having a little bit of a technical issue. So both teams have been asked to go to the bench, and let's try and listen in on the GB timeout.
Let's say that Kitty gets the ball here after this, and then Christine is there, and Holly, for example, here, okay, go like that, okay, we know that. Until this is okay. But then how will we continue? We have players here, okay, so then we can go there for handles. Okay, if there is no shot for handles. Or when Christine slides, put the ball there like we did before.
Okay, trying to open a little bit quicker, because as soon as I come over there, we got to start lower. Start right here. But as soon as I arrive, be there, because like they just pressure me.
Okay, all right. Look, remember, play with discipline in the offense. Okay, fall out. Remember, pass the ball, move away. Pass the ball, move away. See Christine here in the middle. Okay, and if they deny passes, drive inside. All right. Now, for the zone, remember, just remember, if they cut, we follow, and then we have to rearrange everything. Okay, remember that.
See, he just gave us the answer. We didn't know if it was a 2-3 zone or a matchup zone, and it's a matchup zone where they follow the cuts and they switch it to a man-to-man defense.
Well, a little bit of a technical issue. Seems that we are okay now. So it was always GB ball, and it's still going to be GB ball. Wallace has been quiet. Not a lot of looks or touches for her, really, offensively in this game early as Winterburn. See France here switching all on-ball screens. Shot clock. Well, they get it up. Nice box out by Michelle.
They got a little stuck on the offense, even though he drove the play. And Winterburg actually said, make a good screen, they're pressuring me. So see.
Come screen quick, right?
Yeah.
Vukosavljevic. Berniers. France now, shot clock down to 4. They get it inside. Gruda, fadeaway, baseline, off the mark. Wallace.
Both Michelle and Bernice are great. Also, we saw Turgut yesterday in the Turkish team doing great on cutting that outlet pass.
And Michelle's three-point shot attempt is off, so I think GB got lucky as Harrigan is left open. Look at this mismatch, though. Would you not just go into the post? Wallace.
That's what we have been asking Harrigan since yesterday to use her body. Obviously, against Bernice, probably she will have fault to stop the transition of the mismatch.
Well, foul is going to go against France and Gruda, but a timeout has been called.
Did we see who called the timeout?
It's going to be France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les filles, hey, il faut aller chercher des fautes un petit peu. De l'autre côté, il n'y a pas de faute. Il faut qu'on amène la balle plutôt à l'intérieur. Là, on donne la balle, il reste 4 secondes. OK? Et que quand on a des possibilités d'être agressif, on les écarte. Il faut aller chercher des fautes. Le tir, parfois, c'est... Hein? Hey, on fait hors. Tu descends bien. Tu reviens derrière, essaie d'être un petit peu plus large pour donner la possibilité au poste 4. On ne peut pas, on enchaîne de l'autre côté, on peut reposter à l'opposé. Allez.
Well, Coach Tupan, just a little bit disappointed. You know, he's saying, listen, we already have 3 fouls in this quarter, and they have 0. You're not being aggressive enough. You're settling too much. He says, yeah, shot clock's winding down to 6-5, and you're not being aggressive. Go ahead and attack. I prefer you to miss a layup going in aggressively than just shooting a fadeaway and not even giving them a chance to not foul us. Well, kind of looked like a battle from both players on that way, but Salon's the one who ended up on the floor, so I guess it's going to go against Harrigan.
Maybe she has more experience in another players. You also learned that from your teammates, Mitchell.
You do. Can you imagine Vukosavljevic doing that to Salon, and maybe she's learned a little bit from one of the veterans on this French team,
Definitely.
as Berniers. Backdoor pass to Michelle, and Salon now gets it back to Michelle. They go inside, Wu pair wide open underneath.
That's what you want. Well, if you are the coach of France, I'm sure that's 1 out of 3 times, 2 out of 4 times, looking to put the ball inside to Rupert, to Ruda.
Harrigan gives it up, Anigwe drives baseline. She's cut off, nowhere to go. That's a tough shot. And I'm not sure the last couple possessions offensively have been the best for GB, but now France's ball. Vukosavljevic takes Fegbenli off the dribble. They kick it out, Salon. And not great movement by both teams on the offensive end as Wallace just beats everyone down the court. And Sarah Michelle, not much she can do other than foul.
She has to explode that. That's her game. Also, GB team has to explode much more the transition on open court, but at that speed, trying to get easy, quick shots just with one pass, but they should look more for these one-on-ones going to the basket. And both teams, don't you feel that both teams are playing without a purpose?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of 1 or 2 passes and then one-on-one. But on both, France is doing it and Great Britain are kind of doing it. And then those 1 or 2 passes, okay, but then there's no other movement. Everyone's just watching the person with the ball.
Definitely. And it's kind of weird because France normally plays much more as a team. They already have 6 assists for 21 points. And yesterday, a curious number is that out of 58 points, they got 20 assists. So 40 points or more came from assists. That's for us.
So they're passing the ball.
Definitely.
Well, Michelle now gives it back to Futux, who's checked into the game. And again, that zone is really kind of bothering them and taking them out of their rhythm. Left hand hook shot is no good. But at least they didn't settle for an outside shot.
And this is what mixed zone does to you. You don't have the space of the zone. You don't run. You're supposed to run or not. Why are you running? You're running the offense against zone or the offense against man-to-man.
So you're a coach, though. And if it is kind of that matchup type zone that they're playing, what would you prefer your players do? Their zone offense or their man-to-man offense?
Man-to-man offense, for
okay.
sure. Even if they play in, you think that they play man-to-man and they play in zone, I will encourage them to keep playing the offense that they already call it, and try to get on into the movement. That's what they do. Zone stop your flow.
Yeah. Well, Wallace now, I think she needed to step up in the second quarter, and she has. She didn't have a lot of touches in the first, but she now has 4 points in this quarter. And corner's open. Fapasi finds Vukosavljevic and left her way too wide open.
And that was a great speed of the ball. They tried to penetrate, kick it, pass, and find an open spot.
Winterburn. Again, not a true point guard. And,
See.
So, let's take a look here. I think she might have exaggerated it a little bit, but Wallace definitely pushed off.
I think it's offensive foul from the manual.
Well, with that call, we are going to have a timeout for Great Britain. And 4 minutes and 33 seconds left. They are trailing 24 to 16.
We don't want these two players to go to the corner. We want the players who are here to go to the corner. Okay? And only if we follow, then the player who is here goes there, and the other one goes here, and then we remake the matchup. But we cannot beat these players going to the corner in first place because they shoot alone here. Okay? It's just a question of communication. Match up, and then when someone goes follow, then we rotate. Okay, that's it. Okay, focus on that, ladies. Let's do. When we need good defense, they didn't score. They didn't score with good defense. Let's go, ladies. Let's keep that. Come on.
He has been trying to adjust to that. Some of the movements when friends, players cut in the baseline. Sometimes whenever you are playing this kind of defense, where you switch from zone to individual defense, you really need to communicate. And maybe that's what GB is missing a little bit. They are allowing to take a couple of shots alone, and they need a little bit more of activity, or hands activity, arms activity, and vocal communication.
Well, France now, 24-16. As it looks like GB are staying in that zone. Baseline cut, repair. And nice movement without dribbling. Almost got stuck, but she gets it back. Her feet are set. Nice release, but it's off the front of the rim. So again, another missed opportunity. And you know, when France starts making shots, they're going to have to get GB out of that zone, and that'll be beneficial for them. But until they start making shots consistently, I think teams are going to play zone against them. For Posey,
they had a couple of open shots.
Oh, how about that speed as Mina just goes all the way. No one stops her as Mina Torre.
I want to see a speed competition between Wallace and Turi. With the ball. Super fast players on open court.
Just like you and I were, right? people describe our games like that?
I think I will be the passer. You run, I pass. you and me will do court-to-court pass, for sure.
Exactly. So Futux is going to get called for the foul, and that puts Winterburn on the free throw line as France has committed over 5 team fouls. As her first shot is no good. And we saw earlier today Turkey with a big comeback win over Hungary, but both teams not shooting the free throw shot well in the game earlier. Do you think it could be a sign of a little bit of fatigue? We know every team played yesterday. Not a lot of recovery and not a lot of planning for this next game.
Well, that could be also bad. I think it's more about taking care of those situations between the free throw percentage and also the turnovers. We have been seeing in all the games that we saw yesterday and today, so many turnovers, no clear passes, and another turnover.
So it's like outside shots and threes for France, and then turnovers and missed opportunities as Enigwe is going to get called for a 3-second call. And I think it was the right read, the right idea to go inside to Enigwe with Vukosavljevic guarding her, but they needed to do it quicker.
Both teams has already 8 turnovers.
Yeah. And you don't think that's fatigue though, or?
I would think like that if we wouldn't have seen yesterday.
Okay.
And yesterday was pretty similar.
Okay. Well, another turnover, Anna, and Marine Futux off to the racetracks. She's not able to convert, but she draws the foul against Fag Bentley, so she's going to earn a trip to the line and hopefully will get her first 2 points.
GB is trying to pass the ball, and yesterday they did the same, trying to pass directly from the top to a low post. and they are having so many turnovers on that situation. Yesterday we saw it. Every time they play with the triangle and good angles to put the ball inside, they found the post player, and that's going to be one of the keys, because obviously where they may have an advantage or they may have some good situation is when they put the ball inside.
We is trying to pass the ball inside with so many people around. We have there, and there. And we try to pass the ball here. We have too many people here. So, okay, we need this pass. If not, we have to go away, move, open the space, and then maybe like that there. But they are so organized. They steal the ball all the time. Okay, so remember, pass the ball, move away, pass the ball, move away. All right, don't be just in a hurry to pass the ball inside. When the defense is set, it's very difficult.
So that must have been some type of Spanish, telepathy. You said right before we listened in on the timeout, they got to pass the ball around.
We saw it yesterday with McCowan and Turkey. They knew that the possibilities to win yesterday, today, and in 2 days is to put the ball in McCowan, but it cannot be in a delayed way. You have to play some motion and then end putting the ball there after a ball movement.
Well, Marion Futux at the line right now with a possibility of her first 2 points of this tournament. She did not get on the score sheet yesterday, but she misses the first of 2. So we just saw during that timeout also the free throw shooting. I mean, these are France's first free throw attempts in this game compared to, I believe it's 8 or 9 for Great Britain.
Yeah. One of the keys for France, obviously, the transition to go to the basket and get fouls there. And that's a great basket. That's exactly what I was asking France to do. Winterburg, which is not maybe her best situation. She found Futux and it's the second one of Futux. That's why they're changing her. And Lacan is for the first time on the game.
Well, she came in yesterday at the end of the third.
Yeah.
I want to say
to play,
for them.
Yeah, to play in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. So Lacan getting an opportunity.
Under 19 player, very high prospect in France, super talented.
And ball goes around the perimeter. Mina Torre left open, and her shot hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
I'm not sure she was sure that he was going in. She was very ready to get her own offensive rebound.
Some aggressive play, but ball back to Great Britain. Probably the first good look for Winterburn, and she's just not able to connect.
And we talk about that, about her yesterday. Sometimes when you, it's already 19 minutes, 18 minutes in the game. She took one shot after a pick and roll. Her second shot, I felt like she could even take one more extra second to get her shot off. Sometimes you need to feed the shooters a little bit earlier in the game so they don't get stressed.
Well, they're not getting out of that zone, even with Torres' last three-point attempt, but Wallace reads the pass well, and Chartreau just lets her go as an easy 2 points for her. Lacan. And right now it just kind of seems like 5 out passing around the perimeter for France. There's no one cutting. And tough shot. Winterburn comes up with a rebound. So another opportunity. It's a 7-point lead. Imagine going into half only down about 4.
And this is not the way France wants to finish this first half. Obviously now I would say 3.5 of those players on the court, they are not used to play so many minutes and having that responsibility. And you could tell in the last offensive that's why everybody was kind of outside. Having also Chanteroux waiting to take a three-pointer. Let's see what the French coach says this timeout.
On peut faire 3, on peut faire horn. Quand on fait horn ici, quand t'es pas, si tu reçois, contacte ta joueuse, contacte-la bien avant de demander. Si tu ne peux pas, elle est où Laïla? Si tu ne peux pas donner, garde le dribble, faire main à main, on enchaîne derrière. On fait 3. Ça, c'est pour la prochaine fois. Contactez sur ces transferts-là, contactez bien votre joueuse. Et toi, appuie la passe. C'est pas grave, c'est bien, c'est bien. Aïe, aïe, aïe. C'est pas grave, c'est pas grave.
Well, Coach Tupan talking about how he basically wants his players to, okay, even if you feel like you're open, you know, you still got to work to get open. Don't just expect the pass to arrive easily. And we have 1 minute and 6 seconds left. It's 29-22 as Great Britain are going to go to the free throw line here to cut into this lead. Not really what you would expect. And every time you thought France figured it out and we're going to take off, they haven't.
Yes, and that's the same that in yesterday's game. At the moment that they were up and they could break the game, they didn't. Obviously, the zone hurt them on both days, yesterday and today. They're doing the same situation. And also, the 10 out of 12 free throws for GB, 0 of 2 free throws, as you say, in France.
Yeah, and usually when you look at the free throw line stats, it's a sign of who's being more aggressive, right? As Posey gets it back to Chartereau, another three-point attempt for France. And how many threes have they put up now?
14.
Okay.
14.
I knew you were going to have it somewhere. Wallace, tough take off the mark, fight for the rebound, and it's a hustle, but Foposi comes up with it. Almost turns it over. Lecon now gets it over half. No, she doesn't. It actually touches the out of bounds. So 32 seconds left, and it's a 5-point game right before halftime as GB slowly crawling back in this game against France. Greg Bentley. Shot clock. Turnover, no. Yes, it will be. So, again, I understand them wanting to try to go inside to Enigwe, but it's taking too long.
Yeah, in this case, the set was a couple of screens to get the ball inside. They wanted to move, as we talked earlier, but at the end, they didn't do it either in the correct timing, or either with good screens to let people open.
Well, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Chartereau puts a shot up, and it's off the mark. And that is going to be the end of 20 minutes here at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Game day 2, GB going up against the powerhouse France, and only trailing by 5. France 29, Great Britain 24. So, a weird first half, I think, would be a good example. Go ahead. What can you tell me about those statistics?
Two main things: 0 of 7 in the three-point line. They didn't get that many good looks, and for 15 three-pointers in the France, they're going almost to a 30 three-pointers. Kind of a three-point contest for France, because GB is taking the game where they want. They making them playing outside. They're making France taking so many shots and now be able to play the game that they want.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely. It's settling way too much for outside shots, but it's zone defense, and they haven't proved that they can consistently make threes, France, for GB to play any other kind of defense. Offensively, you know, it's been ugly for both teams a little bit.
And it's not easy to play against zone. It's not easy to play against zone so many minutes. But you need to find another way to attack it instead of taking threes. You have to put the ball in the free throw area, and from there you have to distribute it. You can also play pick and rolls against zone. You have to be a little bit more aggressive to be able to find some other shots that you know from the three-point line.
I mean, you said be more aggressive. You know, I think defensively, obviously, France has done a very good job. Great Britain only have 24 points. They've taken, you know, shots away from Feg Bentley, Enigwe, Winterburn, Wallace. So they're getting stops. But but somehow they're still giving Great Britain a chance to get back and set up their defense. Maybe, get out, run transition, look to fast break, semi-fast break a little bit more. France want to play an up-tempo game. The only way you're going to do that is to get stops and then push the ball.
Totally agree with you. I think they need to score more out of those turnovers. The GB has 9 turnovers, so they need to get points out of those turnovers, get quick, open the lanes, and attack or get into the free throw after some of the
Well,
faults.
it's halftime here in Slovenia. We will be right back, folks.
Chemistry. FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
You win for all.
Spanu, nice pump fake. Oh, beautiful pass. Spanu is just pulling the strings. She is the conductor of the orchestra.
Wow.
Here in the fourth quarter, how about that? Picks the pocket is Vukoslevjevic, and she goes all the way. And it's going to be an and one.
Messerman. Messerman, huge amount of advantage against Barron. Belgium with an 8-point lead and really dominating the game right now. Now another steal. This one from Zandolosini, the Italian defense coming to the fore. Oh, behind the back pass. Vila to Zandolosini. One of the plays of the game. They want to get it all for you, kidding me? Are you kidding me? She will not be denied, driving to the basket, and now has an and one, an exceptional finish. Good D from Italy. Missing that layup. Here's Spriatico. Snell on the three. And when Italy are playing at pace, they look so much better. They look so much more confident when they try and slow the game down and get in the half court.
Great defensive effort. President just got over the top. Anderson in transition, it's a real threat. Puts up the floater for two, took all the contact and still got him to drop. He's got to put it up. And off the glass, they count the three. And at the end of the first quarter, on the back of the last second shot.
Zandolosini stops. That's a beautiful handle. Stops on a dime, puts the ankle breaker onto Spanarova and finishes it. Sims looks to go down the baseline again. Goes the long way. That's great hands. Quick hands by Manunga. Out in transition behind the back by Van Loo. Razamon can do everything here in Tel Aviv.
I want to see that on replay because this was razzle dazzle here. Look, Faith goes behind the back.
Well, welcome back. There's the top scorer, Mignatori, for France, as she has 10 points and 2 big threes in the first half. But need to do more than just Mignatori. And we had a little commentators discussion at halftime as both these teams are back out onto the court getting some shots up, because neither their team's shooting the ball very well, so it's a good idea getting back, as you see some frustrating mad faces there on the French fans. So we were talking at halftime. We had our little coaches clinic at halftime. What do you think? We'll do it for both teams. Let's start with Great Britain. What do you think Great Britain needs to do better these next 20 minutes?
Definitely, like yesterday, lower the turnovers, spreading the floor a little bit more in transition, so they can penetrate and pass the ball a little bit better. They forcing a little bit and score, and you know, Aniwe also has been struggling to get around the basket.
Yeah, well, you said it. I mean, they've only had 4 people score for them, but they only have 24 points, but they're only down 5, so they're actually in a pretty good position. And now, what does France need to do differently?
Well, with France physicality, they really need to run and get points in transition early in the first second after turnovers, and in the second seconds. They only have 6 points out of turnovers and 4 points in transition. We really think that this French team is much more capable with the players that they have to get easy points, as Touré did one time, goes to goals, going all her speed going to the basket, or creating easy spot-up situations for the shooters.
Well, some smiles, not a lot of smiles. We saw some GB fans. They looked a little bit more excited than the French fans, as I think everyone knows, just like we know as well, that France should be better and they should be playing better. And we just keep waiting for them to do better. When are they going to do better and be better?
And I say again, to play against zone is not easy for so many minutes. But there are other ways to attack the zone, not only with a three-point shot. They should try to be a little bit more aggressive, stepping in the paint, and from the paint decide to go all the way or look for spot-up situations. Taking a little bit more patience to get those shots, because they are going to get those shots either way in the beginning or at the end.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall in the locker room in France. Like, do you go in there kind of mad and, you know, just like, come on, guys, like, what are you doing? Just go. Or do you go in and it's a lot more tactical? Like, which approach do you take?
Well, if you ask me, for sure. No, it's a combination between, hey, girls, this is where we have to go, and we really need to speed up this situation in transition. And then, tactically, obviously, you need to get solutions to the players, and against the zone, you really need to get quick and easy solutions for the players, because you don't really have that much time to switch that exact situation that they are from yesterday and today.
Right. Well, quickly download your EuroBasket app so you can follow all the scores, highlights, and the upsets, as we saw an upset yesterday. Spain losing to Latvia. And I'm sure there will be plenty more as this FIBA Women's EuroBasket continues. It's only game day 2, second game for us here in Slovenia. Well, it's second half action. Great Britain trailing France 29-24. GB ball, chance to cut into this lead. Can they do it? We're seeing a little bit different lineup. Nice cut and a great pass, Vic Bentley to McGarrahan. And McGarrahan, I don't think she played any minutes in the first half.
No.
So she's getting a start, as no surprise, they're back into that matchup zone on the other end.
She played a couple minutes yesterday, but both teams changed the lineup. France put Bernice and Buko Savejic on the court.
Ayayi, formerly known as Ayayi. So, but also another different starting lineup for France, and they did this yesterday as well, remember? They went with a starting lineup in the game and then a different starting lineup in the third.
They also have a couple of players with 2 faults, so you never want to have 2-3 players with 2 faults at the same time in the beginning of the third quarter. We remember Gruda with 2, Rupert with 2, Fatou with 2, and Saline with 2.
Well, Berniers goes inside to Gruda. Gruda shot fake, can't score. Offensive rebound, it's a fight for it, but no, Winterburn comes up with it. And now a little bit different energy from both these teams. Wallace, she has not had a clean look all day. That shot's off the mark. And Inigwe there, I think she has, for sure, some of the best hops in this tournament.
Definitely.
I would bet money on it.
We haven't seen everybody on the other group, on Israel, but I would say I haven't seen something like that in Europe in the past years. And I was going to comment because 2 times in a row they're trying to put the ball to Gruda. Gruda just missed something that she normally makes, but I don't think that many times she has to face somebody as athletic as she is. And now, sorry, Gruda, but younger than now you are.
Well, Gruda, you mentioned it, foul trouble, maybe, didn't play a whole lot. So, Salon almost went over her head. Berniers now. Again, it's a sign. Something happened at halftime, and they say, get the ball inside to Gruda.
Yeah, and they keep running that cut from the baseline to overload, to have more offensive players in the same side of the ball than defensive players against the zone, and obviously to put the ball to Gruda and to get her involved in the game in this third quarter.
So another 3-point shot by France is off the mark, but a hustle for the rebound as they're going to do, looking maybe a couple more on-ball screens here. And Vukoslavjevic, extra pass, Gruda. Gruda needed to shoot that. I don't know why she took so long. And touched the rim. Oh, I thought it touched the rim.
It did touch the rim. It did.
But they're calling a shot clock violation.
I think it was shot clock on Gruda before she didn't see that it was 2 seconds.
Oh, you're saying the shot didn't get out of her hand. That's why it was a shot clock. Gotcha.
She didn't see that it was 2 seconds left. She just right away shooted, but she didn't really see that it was going to be a shot clock violation.
Winterburn now brings it up as Wallace. And now they go inside Fig Bentley, and that's going to be an easy foul going against Salon. She likes to, I think she's still young, Salon. Like, let's not forget she's, 21 now? 22 maximum, I think. I think she gets a little bit too lazy instead of working. She likes to rap.
Well, that normally happens whenever you have that physical skills, that probably you were always above the rest of your age in physical skills and power. And that happens, and you ended playing behind in the low post.
Well, Wallace finally gets a good look and makes it count as her 3-point shot is good. And now she has 8 points as they are only trailing by 3. Torre. Penetration, and that I don't mind.
Yes, it was half of a pick and roll between Ajayi. She was there, she kind of did the pick and roll. I think they also talk about getting a pick and roll against the zone, and that's something that you want. You want to step on the paint and get kind of layups.
Well, maybe a veteran call there by Gruda as Nigwe is going to be called for the holding on offense. So ball back to France. And there we see Wallace's 3-point shot.
Very interesting, that one-on-one, that matchup between Gruda and Nigwe. The veteran and the young in this game. The future and the past and present of the post player in Europe.
Salon. It's going to be called a deep 2. And nice hands by Gruda. Good intensity defensively by France. And ball is going to say it was off GB.
And you remember?
I'm not sure it went off GB. Sorry.
No, you remember Winterburg did the same exactly thing yesterday twice.
Yeah.
They go both of the times. She get a foul trouble. She get a foul call. I don't know now what they.
No, they're just saying ball went off of her last, and it's going to be out of bounds France ball, which I'm actually not sure it went off of her last either, though.
Maybe on the side where we cannot really see it. I touch her uniform or her side.
Salon. Good seal by Gruda, and it's going to be a 3-second call. And I understand the frustration of Gruda there because she sealed her defender great, where no help side could come through, and Salon had a wide open layup.
And that's what you see that that the coach really talk about in the locker room. 3 times, 3 possessions against the zone. Gruda really backing strong. That's what Salon has to learn.
And she will.
Yeah,
right?
she will for sure. Because if no, Gruda is going to be very mad at her.
And tough layup by Fegbenley as she goes right, left, and then finishes with her left. So great job handling the pressure. Skip pass. She's hit 1, deep 2. And it's going to stay that way as Fegbenley comes down. And we see a different energy and speed from both these teams. Ooh, shot fake. Wallace. And that's her second 3-point shot this quarter, this half, excuse me, as France are now going to call a timeout because the game is tied.
That was a great shot. If she would have missed, we would have said maybe that wasn't a great shot in transition, but that was a hell of a 3-pointer in transition.
Well, let's try and take a listen in because I'm curious what Coach Tupin wants to say to his players.
C'est parce qu'on veut là, une passe, un tir. Les filles, oh! Faites travailler derrière, on a le temps. Ok? Et sans zone, on fait tête. Ou 3, ça marche. Ok? On amène du mouvement. Allez.
Well, so he's a little bit disappointed with his players, saying, you know, it's like one shot, one pass and shot on the offensive end. We got to also continue to work. We have time. Continue to work offensively. We don't need to settle, maybe be a little bit more creative. I think the problem is they don't like playing against zone.
Okay, but that's the situation.
That's the situation, yeah.
And to solve the situation and to win games and to win this championship, you really need to be effective against zone because they are going to keep playing zone against France. This is something that we just talked. She's going on the bench. I cannot say her name right now. Saloon. She just had a 3 seconds violation with Gruda with the same play.
Yeah.
Keep penetrating and pass her the ball in the second time. Don't take that 3.
So here they're running more of a man set out of that timeout against the zone, which I think is a good idea. Michelle gets it, penetrates, finds Vukosavljevic underneath the basket, and good job, better movement, better speed, right?
And you put Michelle, who is a veteran. She knows what to go. She knew that she was not going to shoot it, but she provoked a help and a great pass to Ajayi.
And she rattles in the first of 2. Make that 2 of 2.
And possible this lineup with France is a great combination between great defense, youth, and veteran. Let's see how they perform, the 5 of them together.
Fegbenley, nowhere to go, and finally just penetrates. That's a tough left-hand layup off the mark, so ball back to France. Pushing the tempo is Berniers. She gives it up. Michelle goes inside to Rupert. Rupert kicks it back out. Ball reversal. How about this movement and speed, though? Gruda. Extra pass, maybe an extra note. Vukosavljevic. And that was good offense. Every single player on the court, touch the ball, but not getting back on defense is France, and Harrigan not able to score, but they come up with the offensive rebound. So Fegbenley now kicking it out. She gets it up to Wallace. Wallace, step back. Ooh, finds Fegbenley. How about that? Great movement. Doesn't put up a tough shot and a nice cut.
She made a pass to the future. only her
like
saw
that.
it.
I like that.
But I was about to tell you, I'm really missing Herbert Harrigan. She just missed a layup. She hasn't been really in the game. But it has to be a factor for GB.
Yeah, Harrigan doesn't really look like herself out there.
And whenever you have that opportunity in open court, you really need to make that layup.
Fegbenley, crossover, takes it right at Rupert. No foul and no basket as Gruda comes up with the rebound.
2 times in a row, she was trying to play that one-on-one against Rupert. I think it's a good option, but we need a little bit.
Yeah, not all the time, right?
Yes. And whenever she goes left, against Rupert, somebody as tall as she is, it's kind of hard to finish it with her left.
Well, Gruda's shot off the front of the iron. And Fegbenley now running point guard for GB. And I think a foul is going to go against number 12.
London Lions. Though they were signing a post player, they having an all around after this tournament on Fegbenley.
She did, right?
Yeah.
She even said, like, the call, yeah.
Normally when a post player call a set or call a play is for herself. So she actually passed had that UCLA screen to get the ball on the post.
So true. Normally calls their own number, right? Well, a couple substitutions as we see Fegbenley go out, and also Rupert as Chartreux and Enigwe are back in on the court.
So Salen and Rupert with 3 faults each.
And turnover. Who's there? Sarah Michelle. Who does she find? Romain Berniez.
X to X. We are going to call it X to X. And that's what we were talking about. Points out of turnover. They steal the ball, they run, get easy points.
And that's going to be an offensive foul going against Ozzy Mamudu.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. Who's she fall against? Michelle, knowing when she has to provoke offensive foul, knowing where has to be, where she has to be to get that steal. That comes from intelligence, from maturity, also from playing at this level for many, many years.
And France now, a little 2-point lead. GB did tie it up, 35 apiece. Corner, shot, and off the mark, Vukoslavjevic there for the offensive rebound. She gets it back, and her 3-point shot is good. So back up, 5-point lead in, what, a minute for France?
Yes.
It was tied.
But this is something that GB really is going to have to learn through the EuroBasket. Whenever you are tied in the game, whenever you are getting closer, they already have 2 turnovers in a row. So they really need to take care of the ball in those moments that they're getting closer against these big teams.
So foul is going to go against France. Number 22, Batien. As Marine Futux, who has not seemed like herself yesterday nor today. You expect more from her. She's more talented than she is. She looks frustrated and a little bit lost out there for France. And another steal is Sarah Michelle, as she does not go all the way, pulls it out, finds Futux. And bad spacing on the run there, but Vukoslavjevic hit one already and can't come up with that. Loose ball is going to be a jump ball.
Unfortunately, GB is not finding her way a consistent way to play offense. They did an amazing 6-7 minutes in the third quarter, but they really have to control those turnovers. Now Winterthur is in the game now.
Chartreux might have got away with a foul as Inigwe had a good look, just not able to score. Vukusavljevic, penetration, almost loses it. Baseline cut by Michelle. She finds Chartreux, extra pass to Badian in the baseline. And that's nice ball movement by France.
Outside, inside, outside, extra pass. That's what you really want, to move the defense side to side, in and out, and really had to play head defense and recover.
Well, timeout called by Great Britain.
Okay, keep focus, all right? In the defense, keep focus. And in the offense, this is what we need, okay? We need more move, okay? So, remember, we play one, ball goes there. After that, you can do hand out here, hand off, and then go to the corner, okay? Let's go for this part of the offense. Also, when the point guard screens here, go there and out, all there, and then, okay, let's go to that part of the offense. All right? In the two, okay? All right? No, when we do one, when we do two, the other thing. 1 and 2, okay? Keep focus, okay? Come on, go. Go.
Well, different actions for GB as Coach Buseta is trying to redirect the team to come back mostly offensively. They really need 1 3-pointer. They have 1 out of 9. If they can really score 1-2 times on the 3-point line, it will open many more possibilities, and not only they will have that asset from the inside.
So Inigwe, she does have that 7 points and 9 rebounds. I think she's missed a lot of easy looks though.
Yeah, she's 2 out of 7. She's fighting to get her game in. She's fighting on the rebound also, but she's not having clear shots, or little unlucky on those one-on-ones.
And Gail's shot is off the mark as Fotux now gets it over half for France. And nice pass, easy look from Michelle to Badian. And every time Sarah Michelle is on the court, something good happens.
And something that makes sense. She's trying, yeah, like something that, yeah, is gonna punish GB defense. She make a couple cuts, she penetrate and dish. She's doing the correct way to penetrate on GB defense.
Strong take by Winterburn, and I think she was saying that, oh yeah, she was definitely hit in the face by Sarah Michelle. Yeah, nowhere close to the ball. So nice aggressive take as GB are gonna have the ball on the baseline. So sorry, sideline. And Harrigan, like you mentioned, she's been quiet most of this game, but there's still time. Winterburn, her three-point shot well off. And there's a couple seconds, gotta let it fly, she does. And back iron is Sarah Michelle's shot. So a good end to this third quarter by France. I can't say the same for the beginning for France, but they are leading at the end of 30 minutes, 44-35 over Great Britain.
I think they did many more good things this third quarter, mostly from minute 5 to the end of this third quarter. I think they ended trying to look for penetration and getting better shots, and also they were able to score out of turnovers, which is going to make their life much easier.
Yeah, as we see some best plays from that third quarter. I agree. I think, momentum changed when they got steals for France, which led to easy baskets on the other side. Well, Great Britain, I mean, they came out, they started to hit a few shots. still struggling finding people easy open looks, though.
I thought their first 4 minutes were great. They were running the sets. They were playing in motion. They were finding inside out. They also hit shots where they were important. But then they kind of like got dissolved. Like they couldn't really keep playing at the same pace. And obviously, I'm gonna say it again, but those turnovers really kill all the work that they did the first minutes.
Yeah, you're right. So that's the courtside 1891 QR code right there. And it's where you can follow us live and go ahead and download their app and also subscribe for their TV programming, because you can really watch all basketball games. It's a fun application to have, that is for sure. So there you see it. Holly Winterburn, we talked about her game yesterday, and it took her a while, though. Really wasn't until the second half, fourth quarter, that she came alive. Only has 4 points here today, but maybe we'll see her come alive again like she did yesterday over Slovenia. Don't forget, GB were down, what was it, 18 in the first against Slovenia, and then at least 10. Maybe 10 in the second half, and they still came back to win. So they are only trailing now by 9. Well, make that 12. As Chartereau finally sees one go in. Harrigan.
Okay.
With the response.
I was going to say no. Yes. That was a really, really quick shot.
Footux gives it up to Michelle, passes it back to her, Chartereau. And that pass is going to be tipped. So ball stays France's possession with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Michel finds Torre. Had that big first half for France with 10 points. Chartereau, she's already made 1 and can't convert on that one as the rebounding machine. And Nigwe comes down with another rebound for her. And there again, she's always there.
And I was going to say that Wittenberg, after tomorrow's game, now she has to deal with 2, 3, 4 different defenders in the French side, where they are really, really known by pressuring the ball. Michel, Bernice, and now Touré has been on her also. So it's gonna take a lot from her to come to this game and really be a huge asset for JB.
Well, Feg Bentley back in the game for GB as she has 11 points. And Winterburn uses a screen, gives it up to Feg Bentley. Feg Bentley going straight at Badian. Double team comes, but nice footwork, can't convert. Tips it out, so ball back. GB have another chance. Winterburn. And her backdoor pass to Feg Bentley is just off the mark.
I was about to say, it was a very interesting one-on-one in the low post between Winterburn and Vukasevic. I don't know how it's going to be ended.
And Chartereau, nice high-low look to a cutting Badian. And that's kind of just simple basketball.
But we mentioned it earlier. You had to put the ball in the free throw area and from there distribute it, or even playing pick and roll and try to attack.
And Feg Bentley now gives it back up as this lead has grown to 11 for France. Gale is fouled from behind by Torre.
And now Fambele, you could see it that she got everybody together. Hey girls, let's get it together on offense. Let's play this and this. She's been this veteran captain that they need, because they really need to find a way to get easy situations.
I think France is confused why Gale is shooting. They're saying she wasn't shooting on that penetration. It was a pass, but referee says otherwise, so she's going to the free throw line as she knocks down the first of two. And make that 2 of 2. So back to a single-digit lead for France after those free throws.
Winterborg is going to rest a little bit. Wilkinson back in the game.
I don't think we'll see Winterburn on the bench too long, right? If they want to make a run, try and pull off the upset. And nice backdoor cut. Chartereau to Vukosavljevic, but she can't convert. So now numbers as Fegbenley gives it up to Rob. And yeah.
But that was a difference from the first half. Chanteroux now is in the TCL area trying to get easy baskets. When in the first half she was always in the 3-point. She took 3-4 shots, early shots against the zone. That's the way you should attack a zone and put her with her ability to shoot and to pass in that area.
Gale. Nice backdoor cut by Rob. High arcing shot is good. So GB are not going away.
After what they saw us yesterday, we should expect them to stick on the game.
And Chartereau, pick and pop, wide open. I don't think a pick and pop simple situation like that, she's not going to miss a lot of those shots.
And that's a great side of her. So that zone defense, being a matchup and following that cut, made a little mistake and left that wide open pop alone.
And Fegbenley takes it all the way from well outside the 3-point line. Just goes at Chartereau here. And nice little attack. Gets a little bit of contact and then is able to go up. She can't make it, but she's going to go to the free throw line.
That's what you want when you are being guarded by somebody as tall as you are and with your length. You always want to provoke a little contact to create a little space so you can either drop the ball or have an easier finishing. It's kind of interesting, and that happens in a lot of players, that she finishes much better with the right, but her first step is going left.
Yeah.
So she has to end many one-on-ones going left.
Well, 6:46. Great Britain trailing by 9, but they're at the free throw line. And Bentley's shot rolls in. And makes the first and the second shot looked exactly the same, but doesn't matter how it goes in as long as it goes in. So 7-point game now. France leading GB with just under 6:40 left in the fourth quarter. They go inside to Gruda. She's been quiet.
But that's her shot. Now, 10 years ago, and in 10 years when she's playing the veterans EuroBasket.
Is there a veterans league?
No. In Spain, there are some tournaments over 40. It's called over 40.
And now Wallace, that's a deep 3-point shot attempt. But it is good, and that was well defended. But
tough shots. Yes.
You know what? This second half, she's been feeling it though.
I think she has that talent of getting on a roll on the scoring lineup.
Well, great job there by Mignatori not to settle for the 3-point shot as she goes all the way to the basket and is able to finish over Fegbenley. And I'm wondering how much longer Winterburn is going to be on the bench. Harrigan shots off, but Wilkinson there for the rebound. Gale and misses an easy opportunity.
Also Anigwe on the bench.
You're right, Anigwe and Winterburn.
She's 9 rebounds, 7 points. If she gets in the game, she can go.
Well, with that 3-point shot by Mignatori, she puts it back up to 11 for France as Coach Chema Feta wants to call a timeout.
They're getting some mistakes on the defense. That happens sometimes when you play a mix between zone and man-to-man or mixed zone that sometimes during the game you make mistakes. If you get 2 or 3 mistakes in a row, that happens. That leads to this distance in the score.
Okay, 10 inside. Okay, Christine. All right. Cindy. Okay. Let's go. Let's call Cindy here. All right. Okay. And then we do the move of 2. And then one thing. Let's do Cindy here. Cut. Okay. And then a screen here. You go Cindy like that, and then they screen you one. Instead of going inside, you go and go to the corner.
So I'm starting here, waiting for the screen.
You start here. Go there.
Okay.
Take the ball. Take the ball.
Well,
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I wanted to look and see. We know that Great Britain were down twice yesterday to Slovenia. The largest lead Slovenia had was 18 points, but that was in the first. And then, I mean, you know, they outscored Slovenia big in the third and kind of just squeaked by in the fourth to get that big win yesterday. Imagine a win here today for Great. I mean, there's 5 minutes left, 11 points. Anything is possible.
Everything is possible. They just need they need to be close to perfect for 5 minutes on the decision making. And
good defense by France as they come out of the timeout and are able to get a 24-second violation go against Great Britain. And that was just, they dug down, knew that they needed to get a stop, and also wanted to kind of send a message, I think.
Well, it's kind of, you never want that to happen after timeout. You draw a play and your team doesn't take the shot. That's something that really GB team didn't want to happen.
Gruda underneath. Well, you said that's her shot.
That's her shot.
She has hit one like that today.
She has many shots, but
she has many shots, so that's one of them. And that would almost be an intentional, in my opinion, because she by no means made a play on the ball. Yeah, you have to take a look for me. Oh, we can't see because she was trying to foul before she even got the ball. But in my opinion, none of that was a basketball move. Does that make sense? What I was trying to get out?
Intentionally a foul.
Yes, which should be called an intentional foul.
Definitely.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They were saying that Fib Bentley was in a shooting motion, so she's going to go to the free throw line.
That's why you and me are not referees, and thank God we are not.
Very true. I prefer our jobs than theirs any day. And Torre now gives it up to Berniers, who's back in the game to finish it out for France alongside Vukosavljevic, Chartereau, Torre, Gruda. Berniers' three-point shot is off, and we have Wallace, Winterburn, Harrigan, Anigwe, and Feg Bentley in for Great Britain. And good job there. And that was nice patience, let everyone cut. So Feg Bentley with another 2 points as she has 16 now on the game.
She did perfect in the post. She used the fakes, so the help will go back with their own man. So she had a clear situation for the one-on-one. That was a perfect post-up move.
As Anigwe goes for the steal, but just makes a little bit too much contact, and foul is going to be going against her. That's only Great Britain's first team foul, though, so they can be a little bit more aggressive and take some chances, knowing that they don't have a lot of team fouls. As they kick it out to Vukosavljevic, back to Berniers, and she tries to go into Chartereau.
It's very important whenever you play against zone to use fake, passing fakes. So, fake to Chanteru, pass it to Ajayi, Ajayi pass it to Chanteru. So using triangles and use fakes, so the defense has to move a little bit, shift a little bit. If not, they are too stuck. The defense is not moving.
Yeah, I had a coach who said, fake a pass to make a pass.
Perfect. That's a perfect definition. I'll take.
And okay, so that's going to be a travel call going against. So you're saying she hopped, landed, then 1-2. Or like
No,
1-1.
yeah, she did 2 steps with the same foot.
Got it. So ball back to Great Britain as they're trailing by only 8. They can get a score here and make it a 2-possession game.
That will put some pressure on France for sure. They have been running this set to look the ball inside a couple times.
They go inside to
right
Frank
there.
Bentley.
Perfect.
And oh, that's going to be a foul on the ground.
Let's see on the right. But
Nice patience, though, by Great Britain. Yeah.
They play on the triangle, very good angle to put the ball inside after some motion. They're gonna have 2 shots because they are in bonus France. But I thought it could be a 2-on-1 situation in that fall.
Oh, Fig Bentley rolls that one in.
$15 out of 18.
And makes the second. So she missed one the last time on the line, but goes 2 for 2 there. She has 17 points. And now looks like Great Britain are kind of back more into a man defense as Vukoslavjevic just loses the ball. And Nigwe comes up with it and kick ball. So ball backs. It's a 6-point game with just under 3 minutes. And what I liked the last possession was the patience by Great Britain.
And one key aspect, 3 minutes left, France in bonus. GB is 17 out of 20 in the free throw line. GB is not in bonus. France is 2 out of 4 in free throws. It's a huge difference offensive foul.
And that's going to be an offensive screening foul going against, I believe, Anigwe. So that's going to be her 4th. Let's look at this.
Let's see who is involved in it.
Sarah Michelle.
Yeah. I definitely, sometimes when I see her play, I definitely think that she could play also in the Spanish national team.
If you're going to give anyone the fault for that, I would say maybe Wallace left before Anigwe had actually got there and set her feet. I don't know.
I really think, and you know I come from a country where we mastered that.
Yes, you did.
If Michelle was not defending Wallace, it would have been an offensive foul.
Wallace's shot is off the mark, so they came up with a steal, couldn't make it count. There's a lot of time left, though. There's no reason to, panic if you're either team.
We know she has to be making tough shots, but at this moment of the game, you really need to go inside.
So foul's going to go against Winterberg.
GB team, and you still have one more foul to go into the bonus.
Yeah, not a bad, it was a mismatch anyway. You'd prefer that foul than an easy catch and 2 points for Gruda, right?
I felt like that was a great decision defensively. What is not such a good decision is offensively. When you have been shooting so many free throws, they are going to call it. You should be attacking the basket.
Well, Harrigan back in. Herbert Harrigan. She only has 3 points, and Sarah Michelle can't make it count, but she does save it. And good job, nice hustle as France gets an extra possession, and it could be a very big possession. She takes her time, she sets up. She can't make an easy basket, a layup, but she can make a 3 is Sarah Michelle. And it's all about hustle and working before to give her team an extra possession. And how about that defense? Picks the pocket, slows down, pulls it out, penetration, finds Torre in the corner, goes to Vukoslavjevic, but she's blocked by Feg Bentley.
What an actions. You know, next day when we come back to commentate, we are gonna say the X factor. For sure, it's Mitchell.
Wallace is left open, takes her time. That shot is good. It's a 6-point, 2-possession game. I wouldn't foul. I'd get up, be a little bit more aggressive. You don't want to give them anything easy, and you want to make them play quick and shoot earlier than they want to, right?
You need to provoke them some mistake.
Vukoslavjevic off the mark. Gruda almost comes up with it, but Herbert Harrigan there. So they got to go. They got to go. They go.
Whoa.
They find Fagbenley. She goes up, and it's good. So it's a...
And again, that connection. Wonterburg, Fagnele in transition, long pass. You can throw the ball wherever you want to Fagnele. She's going to grab it the same to Anigwe.
Well,
they have good hands, good hops.
France and Coach Tupan are calling a timeout as it's only a 4-point game, 57-61, 33.2 seconds left.
Alex, tu pars pour... Tu pars pour Lydia. On ramène la balle devant, derrière.
Elles vont faire des fautes, les filles.
Et regardez, on va rentrer la balle ici, là. Ok? Ça veut dire, c'est toi qui la rentres.
C'est moi la remise en jeu.
Ouais, remise en jeu. Valou. Et à qui? Moi ici, on donne l'écran pour Roman.
Mais c'est elle qui est sur la touche. Et moi je suis à la touche.
Non, non. Toi. Et Sarah. Sarah, tu tournes autour là. Toi, tu t'écartes. On donne la balle, attention à la trappe. Et tu restes derrière et on monte la balle. Si arrière, elle est où?
Allez les filles.
Hé, toi tu es au milieu, si ça se passe, tu peux dire la balle.
And I felt that, like, last shot from Ayai was a little bit too quick for France. There is no need to take quick shots if you wanna take as many seconds as possible. If not, they are gonna use the ball for sure. GB, they see that they cannot provoke a steal. But for France, you need to waste as many seconds as possible.
Well, let's see what France is going to do. GB can't play too slow, but you also, now you don't want to foul. Get a stop, try to get down quickly. As shot clock is winding down. 3. They find Gruda. Gruda shoots it, and she makes it. So how about that? They use as much time as possible. And then ball gets into the hands of Gruda, and it's nothing but net.
Well, they had to write a story. That's the end of the story that they will won the French team for sure.
Okay.
I felt that GB should have play a little bit more pressure on the ball and pressure on the passing line.
Easy, that's all. Holly, ball. You put the ball from there. Then we put Kiki, Christine here. Temi, sorry, Christine, Temi. Now Wilu here. Sydney, go there to the corner. Then Temi, like that. Christine, like that. And Kiki, like that. Okay? So let's see, you have to decide. You can put the ball there, or there to Temi, okay? There or here, okay?
Let's go,
only,
hey,
ladies, only one shot, okay? Come on.
Well, 6 points. It's not impossible. It's difficult in 9 seconds, though.
I would say very, very difficult for GB. They are gonna try to get an easy basket with different motion from players. What we could see is that the last cut, it's inside to get easy basket. But obviously they playing against France, which is a team that is very used to playing this kind of final seconds.
They go right inside to Fagbenley, but ball is tipped by Vukoslavjevic. So baseline out of bounds for Great Britain. no timeouts left for Great Britain. So Harrigan takes it out, finds Wallace. Wallace goes up and can't finish, but she is fouled, so she's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
Very good action going to the basket. Waiting until the last second to get that pass. And don't you have the feeling that Wallace could, during the game, go many more times to the basket, using her speed going to the basket? I think she sets up for jumpers or three-pointers.
Yeah. Well, she's doing something right. She has 17 points on the day.
Well, yeah, we asking for more. Sitting here is everything much more easier.
And not able to convert the first of the 2. And I think she was trying to go for the rebound. You got to touch the rim, though. So ball will go back to France with 6.5 seconds, 63-57.
And she threw it hard.
She threw it very hard. And they're just going to run out the clock and try and not get fouled, and they don't. So it was a tight-fought game with Great Britain coming back and making things interesting. They did tie it late in the game, but France with just a little bit too much power as they end up winning here on game day 2, 63-57 over Great Britain. And I think a lot of bright spots, especially for Great Britain. I think France has shown their Achilles heels, I guess you could say, in how do they play and compete against zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they see a lot of zone, at least moving on in the next game of this tournament. But France do have 2 wins, so we do know that they're going to get out of group phase for sure. That's a guarantee now.
Well, it is important in championships like this to keep growing through the EuroBasket to see how you can improve. Obviously, they did better than yesterday. Both of these rivals were very tough, and we are going to see that GB and Germany are going to be great components in the EuroBasket. So now they just had to figure out some situation. They got better 3 points percentage today than yesterday. And they also have Mitchell, who ended with 7 assists, and I think she started provoking how to break that zone.
Well, I mean, I think the most glaring statistic for me, Anna, was the free throw.
And that's, we finished the way I said the last time, 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 free throws. France, 17 out of 22 GB.
Yeah. I mean, 4 free throw attempts.
Yes.
So
with the players that you have, which are super powerful physically, that can go to the basket. So that's something interesting, and also a situation where they can improve. It's a place where they can improve, and I'm sure they are going to try to get better in the next games.
Yeah, well, it's all about improving every game as this tournament goes on, and I think Great Britain has shown that they deserve to be here. They missed out back in 2021. They've qualified, and they're here now at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2023 edition. And they, big win yesterday, big comeback. I think on paper they were probably maybe the better team, but a big comeback win against the home team, Slovenia, yesterday. They really, I'm pretty sure the French fans back home in France were biting their nails because they got nervous. You and I got excited as Great Britain made a little bit of a comeback, but France, again, just out-talented. They have more talent, they have more experience, more exposure. They were able to hold on to it at the end, but that's 2 games in a row now that France has struggled. And at one point, they're going to have to make a switch mentally and do better.
Yeah, that's for sure. They at the end, they have been playing this kind of game many years, so they have more composure, more maturity in the game and knowing how to win the game. But also for GB, I think they should be happy, and their confidence from 48 hours ago, 24 hours ago even, to now is to have improved a lot, and they know that they can compete here. They are in a increasing pattern, and I think they are gonna be, if they keep improving, and if Wenzenburg is be able to be more in the game, they are gonna be a team to look at.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun game, and this is what we see in Group C. France 2-0, 4 points. Great Britain 101, they have 3 points. Slovenia and Germany still looking for their first win, and they are coming up shortly here in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And Group C action, we have another game later tonight at 8:45. Serbia taking on Slovakia. But it was an exciting and interesting game, especially in the second half. From us here, that'll be it for this game as France beats Great Britain. And we know that they're moving on out of the group phase. Will they finish first? We will find out on Game Day 3. Thanks for listening and sticking around, and we will be back shortly.